Alright, that is the same thing I just showed you. It's been resoldered. I took all the solder off, applied some flux, and resoldered the whole thing. It looks a little bit better. So I'm just going to do that across the entire board as I see things that I don't like. Alright, I'm going to show you how to solder surface mount components. Or actually not surface mount, but just the back of a board. So you see here I desoldered all these, and really it's very simple, but you got to get in and get out quick, because otherwise, like I said, if you heat this pad up too much, it'll curl up and you got more damage on your hands. So what you do is you heat up the pad and the leg at the same time. Actually, I'm going to tear off a piece of it because it's driving me nuts. Real thin solder helps. Heat up the pad and the leg. And sometimes it's not, you know, if, let's say, I have another one of these up here, if you're unsure, you know, how long you should, you know, leave that on there, or you feel as though you're heating it up too much, it's okay. You can always alternate back and forth. That way, you know, go to another joint someplace else. Solder that instead of this. That'll give this a chance to cool down. Personally, I can get in and get out pretty quick. No pun intended. Oops. Watch them when I'm done. And you'll know if it's soldered right. When you're done, it should be shiny. Unless you're using lead-free, in which case it's going to be real hard to tell. Also, if you're using lead-free for this, your iron has to be much hotter, and you got to be good. Otherwise, like I said, you'll burn something up. Because lead-free solder melts at a much higher temperature, almost about 100 degrees hotter than this does, Celsius. And technically, like I said, you're supposed to be wearing gloves when you touch this stuff, but whatever, it's dangerous. Alright, I think that looks good. Alright, I'm going to go through and find more. I know this area is pretty filthy because it's been sitting in a basement for a while. It's going to have to get cleaned up, but what I want to do now, just disconnect these speakers so they're not far away. Alright, what I want to do now is I want to take this board out. Nope, that's just my crappy meter. I want to take this board out because there's some connections I want to clean out. And it looks like this actually looks pretty easy. You just pull the knob off. And this is only thumb tight, believe it or not. And it looks like if I just disconnect these, I'll show you what I'm doing. And yes, I have a Band-Aid my cat got me the other night. We were trying to put a front light on her and she wasn't having it. So this came off fairly easily, and this volume control has a motor attached to it, because on the remote when you push volume up, volume down, the knob moves. So that's what this big thing on the back here is. But as you can see, this thing's pretty filthy. Now, somebody's going to yell at me, I know, about doing this, but I don't care. You can see that contact cleaner. Here's the deal. Just so you know, this stuff, I don't care what brand it is, they say that it's non-conductive. Yeah, when it's dry. When it's wet, it's conductive. It's a liquid. It's very conductive. So if you spray this on board, no big deal. It'll dry, it'll go away. But make sure it's not on, and make sure you discharge the caps. Make sure that board is completely dead. Otherwise, you're going to short something out, like I said a million times before. You don't want to do that. The other thing is keep this away from plastics or anything that has a finished surface. So if you have a laptop that has a glossy top to it, or laptop, it's going to discolor, it's going to take the clear off of it. You don't want that. This is a crappy table that I converted into a workbench, so I don't really care about it. Keep the knob away, and all I'm going to do, spray the whole damn board just to clean it off. Somebody's going to yell at me about doing this, but I don't really care. I actually get to see this closely there. These connections look pretty good. I'm going to touch up. I don't know if you can see where we're at. There you go. There's these two, where these come in. They look pretty good, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, actually, let's see if it works first. But these here, I'm going to touch up only because they do have definite, you can't see it on the camera because I don't have a high-def camera, but there are definite cracks in this. And this is just a ground, it looks like, but hey, if I got it apart, I might as well do that anyway. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so I got this, I got those solder things. Soldered. So now let's work on the inside here. Again, like I said, this is conductive when it's wet, but not when it's dry. So I've never had a problem. So let's see what's going on right now. Ooh, I don't like that. There's a transistor back there that moves a little too easily, so I'm going to have to flip it over and take a look at that. Yeah, just the legs are... Alright, so this stuff takes a little bit to dry, especially when it's on so much dust. I should have blown it out a little bit better before I did this, but whatever. Alright, where's this at? I'm going to put this back on. Spray this. Be careful because I don't want to come out front. Just bring up the display. Like pulling the front panel off, putting those legs in, you really can't get to the contacts on the other side because there's just a hole in the board where the pins stick through, and I really don't feel like pulling the front of this off. I'm too lazy, so I just put them in wet. We kind of moved it around a little bit. Hopefully that's enough to clean them off if they're dirty. Again, we're not going for perfection here, we just want the damn thing to work. Alright. Well, she's all hooked up. We're going to put the knob back on. And I'll screw that in tighter later. Get some simple green clean on the mold off of this thing. Let's see what we got, if it's any better. Might still be more joints I gotta fix, but that's what I got. Alright, sorry about that. I had a phone call. Alright, so we were plugging this thing in to see if it works, or if there's still work that needs to be done. resounded the preamps as well as all the mains. And let's see how she works. That's it's pretty dry in there, so should be in good shape. The relay click, so the amp's turned on. The CD port. So I'm still missing a speaker, but this one, that one works. The left channel's not working. So let's just see if it's the cable. It's the cable. So let me get a better cable, and I'll be back. Alright, so I let this on for a while to let it warm up, because that's when you're going to have problems after it warms up. And so far, it's working just fine. And you know, excuse the music, it was the YouTube royalty-free crap. No more cutting in and out, and it actually turns on and works. That's all it takes. So if you got a stereo like that, you can fix it too.